Hello, ladies. How are you? How is everyone? How is everyone? Yay, it's Friday. Woohoo! I'm excited it's Friday. How many of you are excited that it's Friday? I'm so happy it's Friday. You have no idea. Hi, Vicki. I just had some lunch, and now I'm having whatever you get from when you're allergic to everything. How are you guys? Vicki, how's the sound? How is the sound? Hang on one second. I'm going to grab something. I'll be right back. Chat and say hey to everybody. Hopefully tell me how the sound is, okay? So, ladies, tell me, how was your week? I went to grab some newspapers in case I wanted to do some painting papers. Hi, Liz. Hi, Elaine. Is the sound good or not? Hi, Donna. Hi, Scotty. Hi, Jan. I'm going to just double check my sound, you guys. I am going to double check it. Vicki says her week was fantastic. You guys, I have had sort of a stressful day. Let me find. I just want to make sure the sound is good because you guys have been complaining about the sound thing. And I want to make sure that everything... I want to make sure that it's good. Because I don't do anything to the sound, but it changes. Is it better, Scotty? Is it good? Okay, so Elaine says it could be louder. Okay, well, I made it as loud as it could. How's that go? Is it better or no? Arlena says her week was exciting and sad. Oh, you lost your aunt. I'm so sorry. And your youngest grandson was born. Well, that's good news. It's good now. Okay, awesome. You know what, Jan? I just went in and turned everything to the max. And I don't change it, so I don't know how it resets. It must automatically reset when it does its updates. I'm not quite sure. So, good. Hi, Donna. Tell us about your week. Congratulations on your grandson, Arlena. What's his name? Me at Max, it's great. You know, I haven't mastered this whole video thing. It has a mind of its own. Hi, Sarita. So, got myself coffee. Had a quick bite. Got some coffee, and I have been sort of working, not really. I had plans to work on my journal. And you guys, I didn't get it done. My life got in the way this week, and I didn't. Usually I try to craft at least 15 minutes a day, but I did not this week. I did not. I crafted a little. There was some stuff I needed to do, so I did that. Hi, Laura. Hi, Margie. Hey, Linda. So I don't know what you guys want to do today. If you want to continue to work in our junk mail journal, we can do that. And... or we can do something else. I mean, I'm open to anything. I went and got a pile of newspapers in case we wanted to make some painty papers because I do need more. I tend to use a lot of my painty papers. Hi, Kim. Hi, Darla. Oh, thanks, Darla. That's really sweet. Hi, Virginia. And for those of you that haven't joined our Facebook group, head on over. It's called Crafting Mamas on Facebook. And, you know, the Facebook group sort of started out of all of you guys sharing so much here, and then it's just a really great place for everyone to post whatever they've made and to continue the conversation. I did do a tiny bit on my junk mail journal. Right before we started, I looked at it. I painted one of the pieces of junk mail. I'll show it to you. I just painted it with a white coat of paint, like the cheap craft paint. And then I glued on the other side my drop cloth, you know, a piece of one of my pieces of wax paper drop cloth. And that's what I glued on the other side. Hi, Fran. I don't know, Vicki. We haven't really decided. Terry says she's going to play with her spirograph. Oh, good for you. I used to have one of those as a kid. I loved it. Did you guys love those as a kid? One of my kids has one. I haven't used it, though. Okay, so last week we made a couple of journals, and I'll show you the ones we made. We made, this is the junk mail one that I was kind of working on today. I was kind of taking apart and putting the pages back in and trying to figure out, like, what I had left to do in it. So it does have a little bit left to do in it. So this was, let's see, I don't even know, honestly, I don't know how I put the pages in before. It's just junk mail, so I wasn't, so maybe I'll do it this way. Let's see. And I punched the holes in it, and I had sewn it together, but I took it apart, so I was gluing pages down in it. So this is the one we made out of junk mail last week. And this is just my wax paper. That's what I glued in. And we made this one, sorry guys, we made this one out of junk mail, this one out of a brown paper bag, more wax paper, this one out of a brown paper bag that I took to the sewing machine and sewed, and it's just got all kinds of papers in it, you know. And then we made this one too out of the envelope, and this one has just coffee dyed paper in it. Laura said she just finished a book and she has a mess. Hi, Kayla. Aloha. How are you? How are you? Hi, Laurel. Hi, Mildred. We've missed you. Aloha, Mildred. And everybody say hi to Pat. I'm sure Pat is watching. She is having her treatment today. So everybody say hello to Pat. And send her our love because she can't type while she is having her treatment. But she's here with us. She always watches. She watches on Tuesdays and Fridays. Mildred, we missed you. Everyone missed you. Everybody's been saying, hey, have you seen Mildred? What's up with Mildred? We miss Mildred. So we're all happy you're here. Pat Laura says, hi, Pat. And Virginia says, hi, Pat. Hi, Ash. Pamela says, hi, everyone. And a special hello to Pat. And Arlena says, hi, Pat. And Vicky says, hello, Pat. And she's sending you much love. And Mildred is saying hi to Liz and Ash. Hi, Dee. I'm so happy you girls are here. And all you lurkers in the background, say hey. So I'll show you guys what I've worked on this week. I did do some crafting. I just didn't do, do you guys ever have these grandiose visions that you're going to get all this stuff done and then you don't get any of it done? Is anybody besides me have that issue? Anybody at all have that issue? And I know somebody inevitably is going to ask me what this is. I make myself this is for all of you recyclers out there. I make myself like a painting mat, and I made it out of a priority mailbox that somebody had sent me because everything goes in the recycling. And I covered it with some wax paper, kitchen wax paper, and then it's kind of like a portable palette. And that's what I work on top of, and I can carry it outside. Hi, Darla. We're welcome. We're happy. We're happy you came to see us. Hi, Lisa. Lisa saying big hug to you, Pat. Hi, Linda. So you have the same thing, Vicki, every day? You have, like, this idea that you're going to be, like, doing your thing? Yes. Anyway. You guys, my week got away from me. I'm still in paperwork heaven because I refuse to, I'm a little overwhelmed with it, but I am working through my overwhelm. And I did make a piece of Serendipity paper. I did do that. I had this really cool scrapbooking paper that were just bits and pieces of it. And I glued it on a piece of junk mail. And I did make some Serendipity paper. I did do a piece of that. So I did that this week. But I'll show you guys what I did. The main thing I worked on, at least I worked on it yesterday. And I finished one. I'm still working on a couple of more. But I'll show you. Did any of you guys watch my videos on making journaling charms from aluminum cans? Did anybody watch that video? Hey, Linda. Hey, Joyce. We're happy that you're with us, darling. Yeah. And if anybody really wants to talk to me, chat in all caps, because my eyesight is not as good as it used to be, and I will miss it. I will miss some of what you say. Not because I don't want to see what you're saying, but... So, if any of you guys have watched my journaling charm video, I made some journaling charms. I have one to go to one of my very special friends, Kathy. So, she's the reason I made them. Hi, Renee. You've seen that video? Cool. So, for those of you that haven't seen, I sent you one, Renee. Yours had skulls on it. Renee got one. So, what I do is I cut up, like, you can see they're all different soda cans. Or whatever cans, because some of them, I just get them from friends, or I drink seltzer, so this one actually came from me. Actually, it's my older daughter. She's like the queen of seltzer. So, I cut up soda cans, and I run it through an embossing machine so that it gets like a texture. Can you see the texture? Use an embossing plate. The key, if you're going to use an embossing plate, is you need to sandwich it in between two pieces of paper because it can punch a hole in it. And then I added a bunch of beads. But it's a really fun, inexpensive way to make, well, your time's not inexpensive, but... Hi, Dawn. Hi, APG Jamie. How are you? So, it's a really fun way to get a lot of bling for not a lot of, it's not super heavy. So, I don't know if you can see it, but this one's the seltzer can, and the back of it, I've embossed it, but you can really see it better on the silver side. Hi, Giovanna. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're happy you're here. So, I've made a couple of those. That's what I've done this week. You guys, I've made some Serendipity paper. This is what I've made since Tuesday. Guys, it's kind of like, haven't been in my creative mojo. So, I encourage you guys to use what you have, and it's not a difficult thing to make at all. If you go back and watch that video, I know I show you step by step how to make it. This one is what I'm going to send my friend Kathy. So Kathy, if you're watching, close your eyes if you don't want to see it. Now, some of them I've gone back and I've painted with alcohol inks, but I thought I'd give her that opportunity. And then I just used beads, all kinds of seed beads that I have left over. And you guys saw how I keep them, okay? Ready? This was the whole thing. Here's the seed beads, okay? So somebody's going to say, what did you do? Well, there's like, basically what it was is somebody had given me some beads, and I don't know, I think I got some from a thrift store too. And they're all on here. And you just put them on a plate, use your wire as a needle, and make your little things. So... that was my exciting. It was it's called, I think it's called, is the video it does not cut you, Virginia. Is the video called Journaling Charms with Soda Cans? You know what? I don't know. Will somebody go over and look? It's not sharp on the edges, Virginia. You know what? I used a punch. You can use a punch. Okay, okay, yes, it will be sharp on the edges if you just cut it with scissors. But you know what? If you also have an emery board, I mean, these are not sharp at all. If you have an emery board, or put it through a die cutting machine, or use a punch and punch it out, it doesn't, because the punch takes care of the corners of it. No, it does not cut you. It is not sharp on the edges. Not at all. Hi, Jane. So this is what I did this week. This is what I've done since Tuesday. One piece of Serendipity paper and journaling charms. Just ridiculousness, right? That's it. It's totally it. You know what? I'll post the link in the video when we finish this video, or when we finish this live stream, Jamie. I'll post it in. I'll post the link to the other video. I think the other video is like all of 6 seconds long. It's not very big. Serendipity paper is just sort of scrapbooking paper, or any kind of paper that you put all together. Here, I have a whole bunch of it here. This is what Serendipity. I did not give it the name. I did not invent it, okay? I think I've told this story before. When I first started paper crafting, I thought you had to make all your stuff. Don't you remember way back in the day, like when people made their, like when you were going to make a card, that you made everything. There wasn't no such thing as like embellishments and stuff like that. Or, no, I mean, if you were a stamper, you have stamps, but you made everything, right? You fussy cut all the layers and you did everything. Well, I kind of thought it was that way too. So when I was making a friend a gift several years ago, I was making all this paper for her out of like whatever I had, painted papers, book pages, whatever I had going on, and maybe some scrapbooking paper. And this other friend came over and she said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Oh, I'm just making this sort of one-of-a-kind paper," because in my head I could see what I wanted, but you know what it's like when you don't have like what you want, so you just try to make it on your own. She said, "Oh, that's called Serendipity paper." So I have no idea who gave it the name. I didn't personally give it the name. I did not invent it, but I am just a person who likes to recycle. So this is Serendipity paper that I've made from all kinds of things. I mean, you can look. It's got some spray inks on book pages, Japanese book pages, magazine pages, old vintage book pages. You know, and then what you do is you cut it up. You don't leave it like this. Let me see if usually I try to have one thing. Like, look, this is made from Serendipity paper. This journaling charm is made from Serendipity paper. You know, you can fussy cut it. You don't need a die cutting machine. You can fussy cut. You can use your punches. You know, it's meant to be like an accent. It's not meant to be like a full-on sheet of something. Hi, Cassandra. Dawn, I missed your live. I missed it. How was it? Of course, you know, I get the notification. Well, I wasn't home anyway, but I get the notification like later on. So how was it? Was it good? And what you can use this for whatever you want. Okay, you can use it the same way you would scrapbooking paper. You know, the idea is not to make it really beautiful. The idea is to cut it up and make it into components. Diana says the definition of serendipity is finding something good without looking for it. Awesome. Hey, Deb. You know what, Mildred? There's no rules to your serendipity paper. It belongs to you. You can do whatever you want. Like this one, I painted on top of it because it was like all this bright green and whatever, and I wanted it to kind of be similar. But, you know, it's up to you. You can paint on top. Yeah, paint and stamp. I mean, I've painted, I've stamped on some. You know, some of them are just plain. I haven't done anything to, you know, but use it as you will. You know me, the more eclectic, the better. The more better. The more better. So I hope I see you guys make some cool journaling charms. They're super fun to make, and I hope you see some, Kim, you know what? The tin does not dull my punches. Actually, it sharpens your punches, so it doesn't. You don't need to be nervous, Dawn. Everybody that watches you loves you and is your friend. So, my base paper was, on that serendipity paper, was probably junk mail or, okay, let's look at what my base paper was. Okay, let's see. My base paper is a book page and junk mail. Another book page. I don't know what kind of paper that was. Another book page. A book page. Book pages. Book pages. I make a lot of altered books, and so I have lots of book blocks. You wondered why your paper looked dull, Mildred? Mildred, do whatever you want to on it. There's no rules to it. You know, it's like you're just supposed to have fun. Okay, the rule is have fun. Fun, 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 fun. Hey, Sherry, how are you? It won't let you link, Jamie. Jamie, I am so not computer literate, so I couldn't even help you. I know I'm not that good. I'm not. I'm okay for a little bit. I mean, I can figure some things out, but I'm not totally 100%. Okay, so tell me what you girls want to work on today. Do we want to finish the junk mail journal? Do you guys want to make some? Tell me what you want to make. I can't make these with you because I haven't. I guess I could, but I'd have to go get my die cutting machine. I mean, if you guys wanted to, we could do that. I don't know how well you can see. Diana says that she... Oh, thanks, Dawn. Dawn said she mentioned our group and her live chat, and Darla's here. Thanks for joining us, and thanks, Darla. We're happy you're here. Diana says she likes making serendipity on the magazine cards. Now, the the magazine cards that you get out, the little inserts that you get out of the inside. Finish the journal, Vicki? Okay, you missed the first part? All right, we can do that. Not a big deal. Everybody get your coffee. Get your coffee. We'll work in some of these journals. And I promised I was going to bring one that I have finished, but girls, I didn't. I barely got here before it was time to start, so I didn't. So this is a junk mail journal, and you can make your journals out of anything. And I know one of you is going to say, well, what in the world do you do with it after you've made it? You do whatever you want. Now, if you don't want to make yours out of junk mail, make it out of scrapbooking paper. Make it out of book pages. Make it out of whatever you have. That is the whole point. And if any of you, how many of you like to glue book? You know, like to cut up magazines. Do you love my burnisher, the top of my Elmer's Extreme? Thank you, Jan, for my Elmer's Extreme. I'm using it every day and thinking of you. So mine was made out of, you can see it has like the security envelope. I'm going to put a tag in there. I had a really nice tag, but you guys, this week has been so ridiculous for me. I can't even tell you. My ridiculousness is, I'm having an extra ridiculous week this week. So I'm going to work on that. I can paint one of the tags to go in it. So I left it so there'd be a tag. I made a library pocket for the back, and then I have the rest of it to work in. So if you want to use it as a glue book, you don't even have to paint in it. Like, it gives you the blank places to glue. Some of these are just pieces of I think this one was I don't know what kind of junk mail it was because I covered it up. It was, I think it was like it was one of those fundraising letters that you get where they send you something in the mail, and I just folded it up, made pockets, and I glued one of my magazine pages in it. One of my jelly printed magazine pages. Just got to see where the holes are. The holes are here. And then these are painting. This is just junk mail covered with painty papers. And this one is also covered with a magazine page, and I need to continue gluing. Hi, Kiara. How are you? Or is it Sierra? You guys, we live in Hawaii, and all C's and K's in Hawaii have a hard sound like ka, like King Kamehameha. They don't have the C sound in Hawaii. They have hard sounds. We're happy you're here. Thank you for joining us. Hi, Liliana. So the cool thing about making one of these junk mail journals is you can use it any way you want. If you want to use it as a glue book, that's great. If you want to paint in it, great. If you want to, you know, it's up to you how you use it. There's no right or wrong to it. And you know me and my love for security envelopes. I got my security envelope love going on. My magazine bits inside. So I may just go ahead and continue painting, and then I'll make some extra tags for it. Maybe I'll cover it in some... You guys, the whole point is to have fun and be creative. It's not about being perfect with anything. Okay? Give yourself permission to be imperfect and to play. But what I am going to do is I think I'm going to work on this page because I do want to make another pocket in it, just like the other one has. Let me move these. So, what have you read a couple of that I like? You've never, oh, are you guys talking about my Tom Clancy love? You guys, I've read Tom Clancy books in my past. I haven't read one lately. I like his books because the book block, first of all, if you get a book made, you guys just start altering books. You'll find the author that you like the best. For me, I like him because the book pages are thick. Like when you start painting on it, you'll see. If you ever start, when you start altering books, you will totally understand. You'll be like, the book pages of this one are good, the book pages of that one aren't good. You'll suddenly have like an opinion about book pages, and you'll be like me. You'll be like, oh, I love that. The other reason I like a Tom Clancy novel is because there's so many pages in the book. Like, it's like a huge, thick book. It comes with lots of, I'm sorry, I'm looking, I thought I had a pile of painting papers close by, but I don't know what I do with them. And I stacked all these books, and I have a box near me. I was like looking for something right before we started, and I can't find it. So that's why I like the Tom Clancy thing. Okay, you don't have to like Tom Clancy's. You can do whatever. You can use anything you want. But for me, I like them. I like the qualities of the pages. First of all, I like making painty papers. How many of you guys like making painty papers? I can't be the only one in the whole world that likes to make painty papers, am I? I'm addicted to making painty papers. So, in my addiction to making painty papers, I have found what I feel is good quality painty paper. You know, good quality, maybe I won't make a pocket with this one. Maybe I'll just glue something on the inside so you see it. So I'm just addicted to making painty papers, you guys. And when you start altering books and making painty papers, you'll suddenly notice, like, sometimes the paint will lift the page up, like will actually lift the paper of the page up. And so for me, that's not a good book to alter, because I don't want to be spending all my time. I mean, you can glue on top of it, but I don't want to be spending all my time I don't want to be spending all my time making painting on something that lifts up. I mean, do you guys know what I mean? So that's why I like those books. Plus, there's like usually like between 600 and 800 pages in a Tom Clancy book. You can get a lot of wear out of a Tom Clancy novel. But you got to get the ones that are written by him. You can't get the ones that are written by his ghostwriters, because honestly, you guys, those don't work out. Those don't work out at all. Those do not work out at all. So, anyway, that's just my 411. But you guys, come to it in your own way. Like, you know, the exciting thing about making junk mail art is that there are no rules to it. You can do whatever you want. I'm sorry, you guys, my neighbors are all being all loud. So, anyway. Scotty said she saw 2 Clancy novels yesterday at... and to keep yourself from snatching them. I'm telling you, if you want to make painty papers, that you test it out. Like, you know, I like the size of those books, those 1-minute money manager books. You know how much I love that, right? I like the size of them. But can I tell you, the pages are not great quality. Maybe maybe if you got like a, you know, the first run of those. But I think now they're, they're just, the quality's not great. The quality is not great. So for me, I'm going to collage over all of this, but what I decided was, because look, you can kind of still see through it. Looks like a stained glass thing. Can you see? I'm going to keep, hi Rabbit! I'm going to keep the, I'm going to not cover it up. So I love the size of those 1-minute money managers, and if you guys have watched any of my altered book videos, you will like, you'll see me like alter those like a crazy person, because they're just really easy to alter, and they're small, right? And you can make I've made sketchbooks out of them and all kinds of stuff. But if you're going to paint directly in them or use them for your own art, I say don't. I say go for the Tom Clancy novel, or just test out other things that you like. Dee says she finds anything pre-1960 to make the best painty paper books. Good. That's a good hint. I will tell you, Reader's Digest don't make good painty papers. They make good Serendipity paper, but they don't make good painty papers, because the Reader's Digest condensed volumes, because the pages aren't good on those either. So, well, maybe I'll just glue it down and glue something over it. They are so much thicker. Yeah. What's cool is I really like really old books. Some of them make good, but some of them, the books themselves are so old, the paper is not, you can't really do much with it. But the whole idea of a book like this, or to making yourself a journal like this out of real junk, is to use it as like an art supply stress reliever. It's not like you can do anything in it. You're not. It's supposed to take away the stress of, like, say you bought like a $30 sketchbook, and then you decided you wanted to, you know, glue pictures of, I don't know, whatever in it, and then you didn't want to feel bad about like spending that energy gluing stuff in. I mean, I don't know. You guys, you just have to. You'll find your zen. Once you start making it, you will totally find what works for you. You'll absolutely start. You'll be like, okay, I like whatever. I like Nora Roberts albums or books, or you'll find the one you like. For me, I was just really lucky that I haven't in a while, but I used to volunteer at a book thrift store. You know, like not really a book exchange. We have these bookstores here. We have a couple of well, they have like 3 or 4 now. And they're basically, they keep books from going into landfills, even though they do throw away some books, and I get a lot of the ones that they discard, or the ones that are falling apart. And then they resell them for very little, and all of that money goes to support our local libraries and our mobile libraries. Do any of you guys have mobile libraries? Does anybody else? I mean, we have those mobile library vehicles. Do you guys have those in your area? Or is that just for us? So, you know, lots of people visit, lots of people leave their stuff, and so anyway, that's how I got a hold of all those Tom Clancy novels and all those 1-minute money managers, just because they would be in the free section. So I would snap them up. I would snap them up. What I do need to do is find my needle, or find a needle, and poke repoke my holes, or I'm not going to see it when I'm going to go and bind it. I'm not going to see my holes. So that's how I got them. So I say use what you have free first. The one thing I would tell you to do, though, is if you do get free books or you get lots of books from yard sales or what have you, double check the value of them before you cut them up. Like, I get lots of free books, and sometimes I've cut up ones that, you know, was pointed out to me later that were worth a lot of money. Not that I'm going to do it, not that, you know, they're just collectible, and I'm just cutting them up because they were going to end up in a landfill. So you guys get the idea, right? So, like, that's this much of this. It doesn't mean I'm going to finish it all. I might put something else in there, but you guys shout out and tell me where you're from. I always love hearing where everybody's from. It helps everybody find their crafty best friends. All you lurkers out there, say hey. Virginia says she has a Friends of the Library store. That's exactly what it is. It's called Friends of the Library. It's called Maui Friend. It's called Friends of the Maui Library or Maui Friends of the Library, something like that. Virginia says she has a Friends of the Library store, and this week a bag of books is $10. That's awesome. That's awesome. Arlene is from Chicago. Welcome from Chicago. Joyce gets her books delivered by the mail. That's awesome. Good for you. Oh, Ashley, she saw a post today that a book publisher was dumping books on the corner of a certain street instead of putting them in a dumpster. That's awesome. Edna's from Chicago, too. Rock Hill, South Carolina. Awesome. River Grove, Illinois. Welcome, Liliana. Hey, Tina. Tampa, Florida. And Arlene is from Chicago, too. North Florida is from Darla. And Chicago, Liliana's by Chicago, too. Wow. And Chesapeake, Virginia. And Western Mass. Well, welcome from Western Mass. Daytona Beach, Florida. Portland, Oregon. Kentucky. Awesome, awesome. Painting paper is papers that you paint. Nothing. It's just book pages or recycled books that you paint. And Renee's from near Chicago, too. And Giovanna's from Massachusetts. Awesome. And Tennessee. And Cynthia's from Massachusetts, too. Gulfport, Mississippi. I've been to Gulfport, Liz. I love it. It's beautiful there. It's been a long time, but I have. And Diana's from Ohio. So we have 3 people from Massachusetts. We have about 4 or 5 from Chicago. And Arlene is saying, we Chicagoans meet in the library. That's awesome. Make sure you post it in Crafting Mamas. Post it in our Facebook group because you never know who will come. I haven't seen Susan. Is Susan here? Are you here, Susan? Susan, are you in back here? Scotty, I don't know if she's here. Southern Illinois, Portland, Oregon. You have lots of Chicago ladies. New York in the house. And North Carolina. Awesome. Edna, have you heard from your sister? Have you heard from your sister? And for those of you that don't know, we do have one of our members, one of our Crafting Mamas members is in Puerto Rico, and she's having a rough time. So I posted in our group if anybody wanted to send some food. All you can do is send boxes of food. You cannot send money. They're not taking money. So painting papers are these. They're just papers that you make, that you paint from book pages to magazine pages, whatever you have. Or you could use scrapbooking paper. And it's just, basically for me, it's a stress reliever. I don't know, do you guys want to pipe in and say what your painting papers, what you do and how you make your painting papers, if they're for something specific or fun? Does anybody can pipe in and tell us what they make their painting papers for and why. Sometimes all I do is paint I sit down, if I'm having a really stressful day, I'll just sit down and do a bunch of painty papers. Anybody else besides me have that little addiction, or that little need, I should say? The little need to make some painty papers for no reason at all? Princeton, Texas. Awesome, Mildred. Oh, you spoke to your mom for the first time today, Edna? Oh, Edna, I'm so happy. Guys, it's really time for all of us to come together as a human race and help each other. It is really, really time. It is time for all of us to come together and help each other and put aside whatever differences we have and step up. If you've never lived through a storm like that, it's devastating. And on top of it, you know, think about it. We're sitting here talking about painty papers, and I'm sure that they would give anything to be sitting and talking about painty papers. So, happy Friday, Marcy. Happy to see you. Happy Friday. As you say in Hawaii, we say Aloha Friday. Everybody's looking forward to Aloha Friday. Everybody's looking forward to Aloha Friday. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue putting some paper down on here, and then what I'll do later on is I will find, maybe I'll then put some sort of, I'll collage some other things on top. You know, some other bits and pieces on top when I decide which way this book is going to go, which way my junk and mail book is going to go. Do you guys ever do you just do the base of something until you can see where it's going to take you? That's me all the time. All the time. So tell me what you guys did this week. Oh, you guys, we have to sing happy birthday to Renee. Today is Renee's birthday. Hi, Carla. Yeah, I've made some painty paper. I have made painty papers for Carla's Meander books too. I've done it too, Jane. I'm like addicted to it. I made mine out of a grocery bag. I was so in love with it. So in love with my painty paper meander book out of grocery bag. Everybody wish Renee a happy birthday. You can't stay long. You're prepping your kitchen to paint, Anne? Wow, that's awesome. That's exciting. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Renee. Happy birthday to you and many more. Happy birthday, Renee. We're happy that you joined us for your birthday. What have you done for your birthday, Renee? What are you going to do? Did you go for dinner? What did you do? What did you do for your birthday? Everybody saying happy birthday. Hi, Tina. Hey, Kathy. Everybody saying happy birthday, Renee. Happy birthday, Renee. Happy birthday, Renee. What are you going to do for your birthday? Hopefully you did something fun. Hopefully you did something just for yourself. I like the just for myself thing. Don't do it often enough, but I like it. Okay, I'm liking this page. And I realized, you guys, when you're making these little junk mail books, there's no rules. So if you want to just paint all yours, great. If you want to cover it with like my painty papers, great. If you want to, it's like there's no rules. Or if you want to use it as one of Carla's glue books, that's great too. You know, if you just want to glue your images in it, paint it. Glue it or paint it. Whatever you want. Renee said she had the best pizza ever, and she ate lunch out by herself. Awesome, and she took a nap. Well, that sounds awesome. That is so good. So good. And you craft a little bit, and now you're here. Awesome! Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, you guys, give me 1 second. I gotta grab some thread so I can sew my book back together, and also grab a magazine. What do I call this book? This is just a junk journal. This is just a junk journal, a visual journal, whatever you want to call it. You can do it anything. You make it any way you want. We hope you have a great day. You sounds like a wonderful birthday, Renee. Sounds like an awesome day. All right, hang on. I'm going to grab some thread because I'm going to re-sew this back together. I'm still going to, I told you my friend sent me something cool from the Oregon court. So one of you guys told me you did jury duty and you saved all your jury duty bits. You know me and my obsession with envelopes. All right, hang on. I'll be right back. Got to grab my thread. Hang on, my ladies. I just got some embroidery floss. I think that's what I'm going to use. Hang on a second. You might want to text her. Anyway, guys, it's never dull in my house. How about you guys? So if you guys are obsessed with security envelopes like I am, I love the patterns in them. I like this one. I got a cool one today in the mail. I left it in the car though, but I don't know what I'm going to put in on here. I got a really cool one today for some sort of life insurance, but the inside of the envelope was so cool. I was like, oh, I have to remember that. Have to remember that. That one's got paint on it. Maybe I'll put something on this before I sew it back together. I could just paint it. Because my choice is paint or glue. No, Laurel, I didn't hear your news. Tell me what your news is. What's your news, Laurel? Tell us your news. Okay. Laurel, if you posted it in our group, I didn't see it. It doesn't mean that you didn't post it. Have you guys ever noticed that, like, sometimes you post stuff and then it goes down to the bottom of the Facebook feed and then nobody ever sees it, or you wanted somebody to see it and they didn't? So I did not see it. What is your news? Tell us your news. Rabbit, you don't have to do anything with it. You can just enjoy them. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to finish it and then I'll just enjoy it. I'll decide after I finished it. Do you guys have to have, there doesn't have to be a reason for everything. You guys post some of the things that you've done with your journals. Can any of you guys post some of the things that you've done with your journals? I keep them. I just like them as for no reason at all. Was it you, Scotty, that was asking for a project? You said you finished your journal, now you want a new project? honestly, I think making a painty paper book is like one of my favorite things. So if you made a bunch of painty papers, you could glue them back and forth to each other, or glue them to your junk mail and make yourself a really cool painty paper book. At least that's what I think. You can give it as a gift. That's a good idea. You can give it as a gift. You can journal in it. You know, just because I'm putting painty papers down on it doesn't mean that you can't go back and journal on it. I mean, you can totally go back and journal on any of it. You can do whatever you want to with it. It's your book. There's no rules. You can do whatever you want to with it. Okay, you're going to be first time grandma? Oh, congratulations, Laurel. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. APG Jamie has a great idea, and I do that too, Jamie. She says some she puts on a shelf and she takes them out every now and then and pets them. I do the same thing. You know, there's something satisfying about completing a project. You don't have to have a reason for it. Yeah. I have a whole shelf of journals, you guys. It's really sad, but I do. Visual journals. Wait till you see the one I'm making now. Oh my God, I'm so in love with it. But I haven't gotten it to a place. I haven't gotten it to a place where I want to show anybody yet. But when I finish it, or when I get it to a better place, I'll show you. You made a journal one like mine, Marcy? Oh, good. Girl, I do not own any of this. And I want to put something out there. Okay, and Mary says her journal, she just likes looking at them. And you don't have to do anything. Okay, so I just want to put this out there. And if you guys haven't gone over to check out APG Jamie's channel, go over and check her out. She's awesome, fun, got lots of fun, cool ideas. Fun to hang out with. Dawn has a cool channel too. You guys have to support each other and go and check it out. Okay, there are no new ideas. Okay. If you see something that I've done, please use it. I don't have a problem with it. It's like being creative and hanging out with your friends. I don't own any of this, you know. And there are no new ideas, okay? And when if somebody makes your idea, great. Be happy that they did. Take it as a compliment, you know. It's like I see people getting their total nose bent out of shape over making stuff that somebody else made, that they didn't even invent anyway. Okay, so the junk journal itself was created by an artist named Max Ernst, and he created it. I think he was born in the late 1800s and died. I don't know. You guys can look him up. Died in the. I don't know if he died in the 60s or the 70s. I can't remember. And he created what we call a junk journal. And I think he would be super happy. I mean, he didn't call it a junk journal. I think he called it a collage book. But I think he would be super happy, just like any major artist of our time. He'd be super happy that somebody spent 5 minutes making something like they did. And I don't think for 1 minute that Max Ernst would be like, oh, well, those crafting ladies are making my journaling or making my collage books. You know, so girls, enjoy yourselves. And if you are that proprietary to your ideas or what you think is your ideas, don't put them on YouTube. Don't put them in social media. Keep them all to yourself. Hoard them all to yourself. And don't be sharing them with nobody else if you don't want them to make exactly what you're making. You know what? Nobody can really ever make exactly what somebody makes because we're all so different. Like you guys, we could sit down at the same table with the same papers, with the same stencils, with the same whatever, and yours would not look like mine, and mine would not look like yours. We all need to just take a little pill, take a chill pill, and be kind to each other. We really need to focus on the kindness these days. So I had one of the ladies in our group tell me that she'd gone over to another group and I guess was excited about her creations and was jumped all over by a bunch of other ladies who said, well, you didn't make that up. And you know what it's like when you're like, you know, when you create something, you just want to share it. You want to go, I'm so excited about this. It's so fun. No, you don't need somebody's 411 to like dull your shine. So please, just be kind to each other, and if somebody makes your idea, have at it. Have at it and be like, woohoo, somebody made my idea. But you know, the reality is long before YouTube, there were people making things. So I don't know if there was, I don't know if, I don't know how you really know. No? Hi, Malia. Dawn says she is. You agree with me, Carla? Well, good. You know, it's like, hi, Lynn. You guys, why do you think I even have this silly channel? Because I can share myself with you guys and share my ridiculousness, you know? Share my obsession with junk mail and painting things. You guys, I want you to, please, go out and make soda can journaling charms. Go out and make whatever I make. Own it. Make it. Have fun with it. You know? It's like, this world, there's so many things that can put you down. The last thing you need to do is to be made to feel bad over painting junk mail. or gluing a bunch of pages together or whatever, you know? Seriously, sisters, seriously. Okay, I got some painting going on in here. Mine's a book full of painty papers and some junk mail. And let's see what else I have. Let's see. I think I still have that, my other Oregon junk mail. I have to tell you though, it is kind of cool when you're gluing your paint. It's looking better, don't you think? When you're gluing your painty papers in, definitely makes it better. I mean, it makes it more stable. What do I have on this? Oh, I need something on that side. But I need something on this piece of junk mail. This one's got some stuff on it, and I painted part of it. You guys, we are all here on this planet for we're all visitors. We're all here for such a short period of time. We should be loving each other up. Loving each other up and learning as much from each other as we possibly can and enjoying it. Enjoying it. Enjoying it. Oh, I'm digging this now. What are you guys thinking? From ugly junk mail to painted junk mail to painty papers. This one I could put some cool stuff on the inside. Maybe I could even write on it. If I wanted to go back and write on it, because I know somebody's going to say, well, you don't have any room to write on it. You could if you use a Posca pen or one of those white paint out writers. You know what I'm talking about? Like a paint pen. Paint a little more on that. I am liking it. And this is our Carla Cage fish stamp that we love, or that I love, that I think many of you, if you watch her, you'll love. And if you haven't watched her, she's doing a Football Widows thing on Sundays. And then I have this, the inside of this. So I just need to figure out, I have a couple more pages to do. And then I can sew it together and put a closure on it. Let me see, what am I gonna, I'm happy with it. I'm liking it. It's just junk mail, right? It's just junk mail. It's just junk mail. It's junk mail. It's junk mail. It's junk mail and painty papers. Junk mail and painty papers. How many of you guys are like as obsessed with painty papers as me? If you haven't done painty papers, girls, get it going. You will love it. It's like very addictive. Scotty says ballpoint will write over acrylic too. So there you go. You guys, my house is like, does anybody have this problem in their house where like you finally find if you have kids, you definitely have this problem. Find the pen that you really enjoy using and then your kids find it and take it. How many of you have that problem? I like Pilot pens. Does anybody else like Pilot pens? How many of you guys go into like Office Max or Staples and just go over to the pen section and try out all the pens? Am I the only person that I have a thing for office supply stores? Does anybody else have that? Anybody else have a love affair with office supply stores? Hi, Lucinda. How are you, Lucinda? How are you doing? How are you, Lucinda? How are things in your world? How are things in your world? You guys are getting ready to head into busy season here because the whales will be here. They come in November. Once whale season hits, lots of people come here to see the whales. And for those of you that's your first time, I live in Hawaii. I live on the beautiful island of Maui. And we definitely have a bunch. We definitely have some whale watching going on here. How many of you guys have ever been here? Have any of you guys ever visited the Hawaiian Islands? It is a fun place to visit. It is super fun. Fun place to visit. It's a little third world to live, but a fun place to visit. Thanks, Dawn. Hey, Vicki, how are you? Is Miss V.A. Pearl here? Did anybody see the most gorgeous picture of her babies, her new little puppy that she got? She has 2 boxers. She has, I don't know how old her other boxer is, but she has a new boxer puppy, and it's so cute. She posted some of the cutest pictures of them together today. Awesome, awesome. Laurel, I'm super happy for you. Congratulations. Congratulations on your new grandbaby. When is your grandbaby coming? Oh my gosh, Lisa, it's a ridiculously long story how I ended up here. Yeah, come and visit, Tina. You've been, Jamie? Awesome. You have a pen fetish, Laurel, too? I do. It's really ridiculous. Good night, Giovanna. Thanks for joining us. Go on over and join our Facebook group if you feel like it. It's not a selling Facebook group. It's just a post your own art Facebook group. Malia, you're going to move your operation to the kitchen? Okay. You think, oh, well, thanks, Starla. There's inspiration here. Well, I like to make stuff out of trash. I'm not telling you guys have to make it out of trash. That's just my fetish, okay? I have a thing for recycling. You live on an island, and you suddenly realize how all of, that you just have like a more conscious realization of landfills and living with what you need. You really do. I mean, trust me, it's like, I think twice before I buy anything, and sometimes, I don't buy it because you can't recycle it, or you can't, you don't need the same amount of stuff here as you do on the mainland, or at least everything's different here. So I ended up here on for spiritual reasons, Lisa. The energy of this island suits me. That's really what it is. You know how like you go someplace and it just suits you? Like it suits your body, your mind, your soul, your spirit. That sort of thing. That's sort of like the fast version of it. But I guess the longer version, or the abbreviated version, I should say. You guys, did I kind of go crazy with Carla's stamp? I think I did, right? I went crazy with Carla's circle stamp. I mean, she doesn't own the circle stamp, but I love the circle stamp. I need to figure out. This has got 2 pockets. I mean, 2 windows. And I should make a pocket to cover it so that it's covered from the inside, but that you see it from the outside. Yeah, Conopoli Shores. Yeah, that's not far from where I am. Which ones are a keeper, Edna? The Papermate ink pens, or which ones? There's a place called Jet Pens. Oh my gosh, I'm not going there. One day all the pins are gonna blow up in your car. Oh my gosh, you're hilarious. I like Peachy Cheap too, Kathy. It's a bit of an addiction, right? For those of you guys that haven't gone over, there's an online sales thing called Peachy Cheap, and they sell scrapbooking supplies or paper crafting supplies, really inexpensive. They have like one deal a day. So you sign up for their mailing list, and if you like whatever they have for that day, you get it, because otherwise it won't be there when you go back. Just sort of how it works. The downfall is you may buy things that you don't need. Good night, Mary. See, maybe we'll see you on Tuesday, Mary. I hope you have a wonderful night. Thanks for hanging out with us. Oh my gosh. Cassandra says she likes Ink Joys by Papermate. I haven't tried Ink Joys. I'll have to try that. Pam, the whales are crazy here. It's amazing. They're so beautiful. But yeah, you saw them in Cape Cod. Yes. I bet it's just amazing to see them anyway, right? You guys are so funny. I'm not a sports fan, you guys. I'm not opposed to sports. I'm just not, like, I don't radiate sports need. I'm just weird, I guess. I'm just weird. I have my own weirdness. I'm not a sport. I don't watch sports. You guys also have to realize that anytime a sports game comes on, it's usually at like some weird time for us here. So trust me, there are people here that are so into sports. Like they'll have like you'll know it, especially like soccer. Like be like whatever European soccer whatever South American soccer match at like 4 in the morning. It'll be like 4 in the morning here. They'll open up restaurants and bars just to watch sports. It's pretty ridiculous, but it's okay. So I'm not a sports person, but it doesn't mean that I'm good for you guys. Good, go sports fans. I'm just not one. So you grew up on the Cape? Oh, how nice. Awesome. Cassandra says that the colors are nice and it writes smooth. So well, then we'll have to try them, Cassandra. I haven't tried them. Sometimes I hide my pens in my purse because my kids will take them. You guys, I'll have a pen. It'll be in my desk, one that I love, and I'm like, oh, I love this pen, and then I'll go and it's missing, and then of course they'll be like, we haven't seen it. We don't know what you're talking about. Does anybody else live with like thieving pen gremlins like me? Thieving pen gremlins. Okay. Thieving pen gremlins. That's what I have. Soccer and hockey's in your house, Marcy? Well, you know. Good for you guys. You guys, we don't even have real TV. Okay, we only have like Netflix and Amazon Prime, that sort of thing. We don't even have real television. I don't even have real TV. I'm just thinking. I don't know if I'm gonna glue. Kind of like that pattern, so I'm going to just glue it down. I was going to make another pocket, but then I decided, nah. I'm just going to go ahead and glue the paper all the way down, and you'll just see it through the other side, through the window. So I ended up here because it just suited me. That's really why. You know how, like, I don't know, have you guys ever gone someplace where it just suits you, where your energy feels the optimal there? Well, that was me moving here. It's not easy living here, though, you guys. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a bit third world in many ways. And you have to, like, let go of, like, you just let go of a lot of stuff living here. Your ideas of things, what you know, the material things that you think are important, they suddenly aren't important here. First of all, you don't need most of them here, and second of all, you couldn't get them here even if you wanted them. So it's a different lifestyle. Has anybody ever lived in the Caribbean or anything like that? Good night, Jamie. You guys go over and check out her channel. You'll enjoy it. Thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. So I just have one little bitty, and then I think I'm ready to bind this thing. Once I just glue, I have a couple things to glue down, and then I think I'm ready to bind my journal. See, my favorite Tom Clancy book right here. Maybe I should cut it off. Okay, the one thing I will say about Tom Clancy books is they do have racy text. So if you guys get really offended by any racy text, which it doesn't offend me, guys. I'm using it for the quality of the paper. But if you get offended by racy text, that might not be the book for you. Or you just have to really paint over it so you don't see it. Okay? You just have to really paint over it so you don't see the racy text. But most of the time, if I'm going to use it, I use it like a collage. I'll use it in a collage. No, I use it for collage work or something. I'm not gonna ever just use it plain straight out. So Marcy says she's addicted to YouTube junk journals and horror films. Marcy, I can't watch horror films. It's not that I'm not. I mean, I do like a good suspense things, but I don't know. Horror films and I are not 100% a match. Okay, so I think I'm almost ready to bind this. I will make some more pockets for it, but I don't have to do that right this minute. I will make some pockets, and I will go back and embellish it some more. I mean, there's still some pages that probably could use some gluing, but it's okay. Guys, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's a junk mail journal. Just gonna move my bits and pieces that are cut up that are everywhere. Although my desk is cleaner than it normally is, I actually cleaned it off because it was so bad that I had to. It's like I couldn't see over it. The thing I'm gonna have to do is go back and find the holes for this before I can manage to do it. Good night, Rabbit. Maybe we'll see you on Tuesday. I am one of these days going to do an earlier stream. I just haven't gotten it together. I have not gotten it together to do an earlier stream, but I will. Because I know that some of you, especially you, Sarita, in South Africa, right? It's like, the timing is, I don't know, what time is it there? It's like 4 in the morning or something ridiculous, right? I'm going to have to, I can't even see the holes, so I'm going to have to line it up when I put it inside the journal. Okay, so let's just have a quick flip through and then I can decide where my pages are going to go, if I'm going to change the page order up. And then I can glue it to, and then I can sew it together. So, front page, I like this. I don't know if I want that there or if I want it, maybe I'll do it this way. I think it was, okay, that, and that, and that. I'm liking it so far. What are you guys thinking? I mean, it does need a little bit more work. Like the little envelope could use some, but I can always glue that on after. And this side needs something, but that can also be glued on after. I'm actually liking it. What are you guys thinking? Do you like it? Yeah, so back to the Peachy Cheap. So they put it out like, what is it, like once a day, Dawn? I haven't bought stuff from them in eons, but probably a year or so. They put out something once, is it once a day? Or yeah, once every day. They change it. When it sells out, it's done. So, and they have all kinds of things. It's not just, they have all kinds of, scrapbook paper kits. What else do they have, Dawn? You have to pipe up and tell people what they have. I haven't bought stuff in a long time. Okay, Liz, I'm going to do some energy work in just a little bit. And so please, definitely, and we'll see you on Tuesday. Definitely see you on Tuesday. Yeah, they send you an email once a day, and it comes out at midnight, and it tells you what that deal is, and if it's something that you like, midnight Eastern time. And if it's something you like, then you buy it right then. I take it back, guys. I ordered something not. I didn't order. Somebody got it for me. It was they occasionally have a grab bag, and it was some cool stuff. Yes, Liz, I hope your surgery's a success. I'm sending you lots of love for that. Guys, I'm getting blinder and blinder by the day. How many of you? Guess it means I need new glasses, right? Remember when your grandmother was, when you were little and your grandmother would say, can you thread this needle for me? And you'd be just so exasperated. Now I'm feeling bad. Sorry, Grandma. I can't see it. The needle eye's big, you guys. I can see it, but I can't get all my threads through it. Like half of them are going through it. This needle has a big hole. That's a sad thing. They have everything. Stamps and dies sometimes, and planner material, scrapbook paper, ephemera, washi. I mean, signing up for is free. If you can just sign up, Tina, the whole of this needle. Yes, the prices are good. They're usually like between $6.99 to, I mean, they have, sometimes their grab bags can be more, but for what you get in it, it's like, I'd say the average is like $10. I'd say the average is like $10 to $12, and that includes shipping. Like they'll put it be $6.99. They don't ship international. That's the only thing. They might ship to Canada. I guess I don't know. It's been a very long time since I've bought anything from them. I did get a grab bag. Somebody bought me a grab bag from there recently, which was very nice, and I loved it. But I put all the stuff where I'd show it. I think if you go back and watch, I'm sure I have it in one of my videos. The grab bag. I guess I cannot see the holes, and I pinched them. It's just my eyes are so bad. So let's see. That's one. This is two. This is three. Let's see what I can find here. Let me see if I can find the third hole for everything. The middle hole for everything. Most people don't make a junk journal like I am. Most people clip it together, okay, and don't retake it apart after they've sewn it together because they want to. Let me find them in the middle hole. I think this was the middle hole. It will all work out in the end. I'll clip it together in just a minute. Like, seriously. Become blind and then do this. This is even better when you're blind, right? Even better when you're blind. Even better when you're blind. Even better. Let me get a clip out and clip it together. Okay, guys, just clip all my pages together. I needed to go back and have punched all my holes, and I didn't, and it's my fault because I didn't. And there's only 10 pages in it, so how bad can it be, right? But I didn't do it. Should have punched all my holes again, but I did not, so that I would see them. So yeah, I like Peachy Cheap. I don't necessarily like, they have lots of stuff that I would never use, but if I was a scrapbooker, maybe I would. Like, they sell all those thickers, you know, those big letter stickers. They're called thickers. They sell those. Those are usually cheap on there. I mean, they're like a lot less expensive than if you were going to buy it in a scrapbooking store. Guys, I can't see the hole in this one. This one is like, I can see it on one side, but I can't see it on the side that you need to put the needle through. So, you know, I think for anyone that likes paper crafting, and also if you can't get out to go to a store or whatever, it's a good way to go. You know, if you can't get out to shop, right? Don't you guys think so? If you can't get out to shop, it's a good one to go to. This is so ridiculous. Why can't I see it? Seriously, I'm just going to clip it all together, even if it ends up in new holes, because this is ridiculous. Because I can't see nothing. Because I've covered over all the holes with paper. It's like, what was I thinking? Covering all the holes with paper. But I did it. Covered the holes with paper. I need to repunch it. I don't even have my Japanese bookbinding tool. Where did I put it? Because I wasn't planning on using it today. I picked up my stuff. See, this is what happens when you clean up your mess when you shouldn't clean it up. What are you guys talking about? I'm missing it all. Okay. Hi, Sean. Playing with a jelly plate is so addictive. It is super addictive. At least I think it's super addictive. How many of you guys are addicted to a jelly plate? How many of you guys are addicted to working with a jelly plate? I am. I am totally addicted. I am absolutely addicted to a jelly plate. Anybody else addicted to a jelly plate? It's like you don't even realize it, how addictive it is. What are you going to buy from China? The Japanese bookbinding tool or a jelly plate? They're kind of expensive, the Japanese bookbinding tools, but if you look around, you can find them. You can find them for a decent price if you look around. You know, but you definitely have to, you have to be on the lookout. You can't just like buy the first one that comes along. I've seen some decent ones on eBay. Or why don't you should look in some of those scrapping groups that we have. You know, like the ones that are the scrapbooking groups where people are reselling their stuff. Sometimes people will have bought something and then they never use it. How many? Not that any of us do that, right? None of you guys do that. I know that for sure, right? None of you guys. None of you buy stuff that you never use, right? I don't either. Never. Never do I buy stuff I don't use. Never, never, never do I buy stuff that I don't use. Never. We all use all of our supplies all the time, right? We use all of our supplies all the time, and we never buy stuff that doesn't get used. You guys, you know, that's why I said, I think that's why I like making stuff from recycled junk mail and stuff, because I never feel guilty about collecting it, and if I don't use it, I don't feel guilty that I haven't used it, and I don't feel guilty if I throw it away. Like one of my daughters said to me the other day, one of my older daughters, both my older daughters are very neat and orderly, and one of them said to me the other day, you know, Mom, the one good thing about what you do is if you decided you didn't want to do it anymore, which I have to appreciate. You guys have to appreciate this. You know, she doesn't paper craft. She goes, if you decided you didn't want to do it anymore, you could just recycle it all. I said, well, pretty much. She's like, but that's kind of cool. She goes, you don't have a, you know, and I mean, there is something to that, but it was very funny. Like if you decide suddenly you don't want to do this, you can just pull out the recycling bin and take it to it. I said, well, kind of. Maybe not 100%, but pretty much. Pretty much. Kind of defeats the purpose of poking all the holes in before with my Japanese bookbinding tool if I then cover the whole thing with paper and you can't see where the holes were. So that's the struggle I'm having at the moment, but it's okay. We'll work through it. It will be fine. One thing I do have to do is take this one out. This one that has the fold in, the flappy fold bit in, because I don't want to sew. I definitely don't want to sew the flappy fold bit. I don't want to sew the flappy fold bit. So I'm missing what you guys are saying. You have a jelly plate collection, Cassandra? Oh my gosh. That's awesome. Did you guys read what Sean wrote? She said, have any of you ever bought something, never used it, and your taste changed, and then you move on without ever fulfilling the reason you got it? And she said, and that is not a relationship euphemism. Perfect. 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 I think that's awesome. No, none of us have, Sean. None. Not one of us here. Yeah, right. Not one of us here has ever bought a scrapbooking thing that we didn't use, right? Right, ladies? Everybody always uses all of the scrapbooking materials that they find for themselves. Right, you guys? You guys all use them? You all use all of your scrapbooking stuff, and never, never, never have we ever done that, ever in our lives. Not once. Yes, my tastes change all the time, but I will say that when you start making stuff with recycled materials, your tastes really don't change. I mean, your paint palette might change, but let's face it, trash is trash. You know, like junk mail is junk mail. You will use what you use from it. It may not be exactly the same as what you used last time or whatever, but you know, you can paint it to your liking and it pretty much stays the same. At least that's what I think, but what do I know? What do I know? Okay, so I have 2 holes now. I'm going to just go for the 3rd one. And seeing as I'm repunching them all anyway because I glued paper over them all. Sorry, guys. I glued paper over my holes that I punched last week. But that's okay. And if I had my Japanese book punch, I would just punch them all with that. But I don't have it here. I cleaned off my desk. This is what I get for cleaning off my desk. That's what I get for cleaning off my desk. I had to, you guys. I was looking for, I made these tiny embellishments, and then a bunch of stuff got put on top of my desk, and I couldn't find all the components to it. So, okay, we are almost complete with our book binding here. We just got to go back through the middle hole. I just want to get all my paper straight before I pull my string tight. I wanted to find some really nice twine, but I didn't find any. Doesn't mean I can't go back and change it at some point, but just for bookbinding's sake for today, I'm going to just put it all back together. Say I am. Maybe I won't. Maybe I don't. I need to just pull this thread. You know what I think is great about when you're making stuff like this, like a junk journal or anything that you're making, that's just for fun. Even if your taste changed, you didn't really invest a ton of, yeah, you invested your time in it, but you didn't really invest a lot of money into it. You know, so it's not like taking up stained glass where you go to, when you're done, you're like halfway through it and you've spent like hundreds of dollars on materials, and then you're just like, I'm really not enjoying this. Have any of you guys taken up a hobby like that, where you've like, where you've tried it and you're just like, you're halfway through like the initial project, but the supplies cost you so much that you were like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make the project. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna make the project. I'm gonna make the project, and then you get halfway through it and you're just like, this is like so not fun, and it's like, really, I don't want to do it, and I've invested all this money in it. Has anybody done that, or is it just me? Is that just me? Am I the only one that's done that, or have any of you done that? Sorry guys, I'm just trying to find the holes that are already punched here, and I can't find them all. Stained glass jewelry making is like that. I've been a jeweler for a long time. Thank goodness I like it, right? But I've had people join the jewelry as metalsmithing class, and then like like a proper jewelry class. I'm not talking about just some seed beading. I'm talking about, you know, sanding and filing and sawing metal. And then they'll get through it and they'll be like, it was a lot of work and it was a lot of money, and I'm not into it. Has anybody ever taken up anything like that? Has anybody here done anything like that ever? So, you know, I've experienced that with people that take a metalsmithing class. They'll be like, they'll have spent all this money, and just to even get started in a proper metalsmithing class, it is hundreds of dollars for the tools. Hundreds of dollars. And if you bought super expensive ones, even more, right? The hundreds of dollars for the tools. So I've seen people bag. I've seen people like say, oh no. I've seen people like say, you know, it was just a lot of money for what it was, or it wasn't what they expected. Has anybody ever had that? We need to untie this and retie it. Has anybody ever done that, where they go, this is not what I expected, and they bought all the materials for it, and then you can't really get rid of them? I'm going to have to, it's good for right now. I'll go back and fix it, because I'd like a different color thread anyway. Did you guys get the basic idea? And maybe I need to do a 5-hole punch. I think I do, because I think there's too many pages that are not, they're moving around too much. So, but you guys get the basic idea. But I like it better. I like it better than last week. I'm definitely going to do a different color. Then it'll be my third time to rebind this junk journal. I'm liking it. What do you guys? Yes, precious metal clay you've done it with. You've done that too, Sarita? You've totally done it too, Kate? Oh, no! You did it too, Pam? Ah! Yes, it's called, Scotty says, yes, it's called an ex-husband. Oh my gosh. Arlena, I am a jeweler. One day I'll show you guys some of my stuff. I really haven't made really proper jewelry in a long, long time, but I do have some cool stuff that I've made. You have dried up silver clay. You should cash it in, Cassandra. You put it in a kiln, burn off all the clay matter, and it's silver. It's sterling. You've done one. You wish you could get your money back, Carla. Oh my gosh, what? Making me laugh. Okay, I'm kind of liking it. I mean, I might redo it. You guys know me. I can't live with anything. I gotta have my own, like, I don't know. But I'm liking it better than I was last week. I'm liking the painty papers inside. Oh my gosh, needle felting. I like needle felting. I did a brief stint of needle felting. It does take a lot of work. It's a lot harder than you think. Well, it needs some more work. I mean, but it does have some pages for tags, and then I need to embellish it, and I need to decide, like, if I'm going to use it as a glue book, then I should go back and find some cool images to glue in it. But I'm liking it, and what I hope it offers all of you is just the thought that, you know, you can make stuff out of junk mail. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be, precious scrapbook paper. Oh, Carla, you're so funny. That is so funny. It's so funny. Well, you know what happened for me when I moved here is that everything costs so much to ship here, and not every place ships. So say if you're a metalsmith and you use certain types of materials, you can't get it here. So I started making stuff out of recycled copper roofing pieces. Like, I would go to a salvage yard here, and they would have, like, ripped some old roof apart, and I started cutting. I'll have to show them to you. I'll have to find, hopefully I have some of them left. This is a while back. I would cut them into discs, and then I would draw on them and etch them, and then make, like, little earrings, and they were just copper, like, pieces of recycled copper roofing. And then I started doing recycled glass and made aluminum can earrings. You know what it is like, proper metalsmithing takes so much energy and time, and people don't want to pay you for it. And I used to sit at art fairs here and think about it. You get up really early in the morning and you go sit outside, like at a swap meet, right? So you paid $50 to be at the swap meet, and then you get up, and, you know, that's where a lot of the handmade items that you'll find from local artists are here, if you don't go into a gallery. And you would go and you would sit all day, and maybe you would sell a few things and maybe you wouldn't. And so if it's taken you, say, 80 hours to make a beautiful ring, that maybe the materials in the ring aren't that much. Maybe it's just like a silver ring with I don't know, just a bead of some sort that's not necessarily expensive, but you've spent all your time, you know, you've made it. It's a beautiful ring. And say you're charging $60 or $70 for it, and then people they'd rather buy the $5 whatever, or they come and they try to bargain you down. After a while, you're like, I have 80 hours of work in that, so let me figure it out. Okay, if there's $20 of material in it, and you have 80 hours of work, you're making like less than $1 an hour. It's not worth it, right? Linda says she taught lamp working. Ooh, at the Corning Museum of Glass. Oh, how awesome! Linda, I did not make lampwork beads. I always wanted to. I just have a kiln. I made recycled glass. Like recycled glass. Thanks, Jane. I need to rebind it. I want to find some. I need to glue some more cool stuff in it. But it was kind of fun. I never did lampwork. Always wanted to. I just made. I just made recycled glass, like wine bottles. I got a table saw and cut them. And you know, got a diamond blade and cut them, and then cut them into rings, and then melted them in a kiln, and then made wire work around them. I mean, it's pretty fun. I love cat hand. You retired from Corning? Oh, that's awesome, Linda. Where do you live, Linda? I like sea glass too, Arlena. I do make some stuff from sea glass. I haven't in a while, but I did for a while. My daughter and I used to go to beach combing every day. You love the black and gold circles? This is that cheap chalkboard paint. You guys know my chalkboard paint story. Bought this bottle of chalkboard paint. I actually have 2 of them. Somebody gave me a bottle, and then I bought a bottle. And I bought it, here it is. I bought this chalkboard paint like 3 or 4 years ago. Okay, guys? It has never run out. I have used this on probably 100 books as a cover paint. I've painted all kinds of tags. I painted a chalkboard for my daughter. I mean, I've painted all kinds. It's like, I think it multiplies in the bottle. So that's what this is chalkboard paint. And then this is that cheap, I don't have it in front of me, but it's that cheap, you know, it's this brand, but it's the metallic one of this brand. Apple Barrel, but it's the metallic. Or it's Americana. It's the cheap one. It's the one you buy at the big box store for like, I don't know, 50 cents a bottle. Maybe it's 75 cents. And then I used a stamp. I used this rubber stamp, the Carla rubber stamp. I like beach glass jewelry too. You moved from upstate New York. Where do you live now? Kentucky? From upstate New York? I used to have a place in upstate New York. Not near Corning, but in Woodstock, New York. I loved living there. It was cold, though. Much colder than here. So the thing with beach glass jewelry is most of the jewelry that you're finding that people are selling as beach glass is not beach glass. You know that, right? It's usually tumbled glass. But my daughter and I used to get up early in the morning. My oldest daughter and I. Nobody else wanted to get up. Well, the little one, she gets up too. But my oldest one and I, we would go looking for beach glass early in the morning. Did you get and then if you find like a rare yellow or a rare red, it's amazing. So I'm sorry, you guys. Hang on one second. Hang on. I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. Hey, is everything okay? Well, I'm doing my live stream. Can I call you back in a few minutes? I'll call you back. I love you. Bye. I'm sorry, guys. One of my kids, I didn't want to make sure everything was okay. She had called me earlier, and I tried to text her back. So, I'm sorry. All right, you guys. A thumbs up would be awesome if you guys are enjoying it. Let's do some relaxation, energy work for a couple minutes, and then I'm going to let you guys go, okay? And I'll see you on Tuesday, and I don't know what we'll do. So please, everybody, put your feet firmly on the floor, and put your feet firmly on the floor, and allow your column of light to enter deep into the earth. And then I want you to focus on your heart. Make sure your column of light is going deep, deep, deep into the earth, and then allow it to extend above your head. All right, breathe in and receive peace, calm, serenity, and love. Ready? Breathe it in and send it out. And breathe it in and send it out. And breathe it in and send it out. And one more time, breathe in the energy of peace, love, and calm. Breathe it in. Receive in love and give in love. And breathe it in. Receive in love and give in love. All right, my lovelies. And as always, sending you guys so much love. Happy birthday, Renee. Oh, Scotty says she's going to go spend the day with Shannon and friends tomorrow. Awesome. Give Miss Shannon Green hugs from us. We love her. Thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see you guys on Tuesday. And in the meantime, I definitely, between now and Tuesday, will unbind this, rebind it with some gold cord or something. Maybe put some paper beads on it. All right, my ladies, big hugs and kisses. Love, love, love you. And I will see you guys on Tuesday. Join our Facebook group. For those that have enjoyed our evening together, give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on Tuesday. All right, ladies, take care. And good night, Pat. Aloha.